This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, Belchertown. In the absence of Dan Bodette, our chair, I'm going to be running our very short meeting tonight. We have just one thing on the agenda, the A&R on Aldrich Street. We have no bills and we have minutes, and that's it. So yours is a slightly complicated A&R, but we're hoping we'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. So the A&R we're looking at tonight is for Aldrich Street, map 248, lot 21.06. The applicant is LaFleur and Son, and the owners are Michael and Vicki O'Brien. Do we have?
I'm owner.
You're the applicant?
New owner.
New owner. New owner. Okay. So over the last couple of years, we've approved quite a few A&Rs on the O'Brien's original multi-acre lot, and lot 21.06, is that the last of that
Yes.
land that we were subdividing bit by bit?
Getting smaller and smaller.
So it's
Well, we're glad to help the neighbors. You want a neighbor or you want your land?
so it's
Well, we're glad we've helped.
I believe we're looking at 2.172 acres on which there is an existing cell tower.
Yes,
Yeah, I guess you could just walk us through it. I've sort of.
that's why I'm here.
Okay. So, and you're proposing the circular lot
Yes,
for the cell tower,
yes.
and that will stay in
Mike's thing.
your hands.
Although, for the future, if it ever stops becoming a cell tower, this would be the future. So this parcel G2, this parcel G1 would go to Jeffrey, and this one would go to Kevin.
Okay.
So we're going to, since
So
Mike has to retain ownership of this, according to the planning board, until the tower is no longer a tower.
So I think that for as long as I've been on the board,
Mhm.
there's been a permit from the planning board from before my time for the cell tower. Is it a 30-year
I don't know.
lease or?
I never heard any numbers.
Okay.
No, the special, the permit is a permit in perpetuity until it
Everything.
expires.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, as long as it
They make it
exists.
like it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So what we're asking the board to do now, and we explained it to the zoning board of appeals, is to create this lot, create this lot. So they,
Sorry, this lot, so it's a lollipop? No, it isn't a lollipop.
No, the
This
side
is-
lot.
Yeah,
yeah,
Parcel
so
Okay.
this,
D.
so this can go to Jeffrey, and then this all can go
go
to
to
Kevin.
the Brooks.
They Kevin wants to build a garage over here and do some things through either a life trust or a lease. Maynard is figuring out how to get this so they can use it. You can use it, still have insurance on it, but at someday it'll go to them once the cell tower is not there anymore.
Right now,
Yes.
lot 21.06. What are the boundaries of lot 21.06?
Which one is 21?
21.06 is what you're starting with in your application
All this?
and saying, I will create.
So is it what I've colored in green and red?
Mike owns all of this.
Not what is Mike own? What is lot 2106?
Unfortunately, the GIS map doesn't update, so it looks,
So here's the application.
All we're doing
The application says,
Because this one,
48,
parcel D already
21.06
exists, right?
is what you're going to start with.
Yes.
And you're going to create
With a
E1 and G and whatever else you're going to do, but
Yes.
I'm confused as to what you're starting with. Where are the boundaries of what you're starting with?
Here,
Okay?
here, 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 here.
I was under the impression that we had already split off parcel D from
yeah,
that.
this we did that at least
don't
on the
believe we did.
registry of deeds is now listed as
On the map,
belonging.
it's listed as.
You see, you can't even
Belonging to
keep track
these
of them.
folks.
See, this is where I'm getting confused.
Hold on.
What land are we talking about?
So if you go to the plan book at the registry of deeds,
Yes.
parcel D is in the name of Christopher and Aaron, however you say their last
So
name.
they
Right, here.
received this parcel.
Here you go, Dave.
Yes.
See, this is your last plan. It was recorded at the registry.
Yes.
So that already exists. So right now, all this plan is doing is adding that little arc to create this in the circle.
Right.
So that's where we are today.
We're just splitting
Okay.
G and E1.
So
D's already
the
done.
circle and this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we said to the zoning board, we have an easement. And so why do we need frontage?
Right, actually, and I would like to read into the record
Sure.
what he said, just because when we're dealing with A and Rs, frontage is an issue, and I want to make sure that there's consistency in how we're handling it.
Okay.
So,
we do that now?
I think I should do that
Okay.
now. Okay, so, this A and R, as proposed, is going to leave us with parcel G without frontage on Aldrich Street. So, we have a August 22nd letter from the zoning enforcement officer giving us his opinion on why that's not going to be a problem okaying the A and R. It says, it's the opinion of this office that the proposed lot modification to create a lot with no road frontage for the cell tower located on Aldrich Street, map 248, lot 21.06, would not be in violation of the Belchertown zoning bylaws. There is a deeded access and utility easement to the property. And then he specifies what the wireless communication facilities bylaw reads, and it says, section 145-62B, subsection 5, the base of the tower shall be a distance of at least equal to 2 times the tower's height from the property line or existing dwelling unit. This requirement must be met. Section 6, 1 tower only is permitted on a lot. There's no reference in the bylaw that a cell tower must be on a building lot with road frontage. And then 145-11, number 44, wireless communication facilities. A wireless communications facility is an allowable use in the Ag A zone by a special permit from the planning board, and a special permit was granted by the planning board. It is the opinion of this office that a non-habitable structure, such as a cell tower, may be built on a lot without road frontage. So we've got that now on the record. Does everybody feel that they've understood the explanations at this point? So if we go over the Mylar, owners Michael and Vicki O'Brien are identified with PO box and signature and date on the application. Applicant LaFleur and Son is identified with address, signature and date on application and Mylar. Surveyor Sherman and Friedrich is identified on application and Mylar. Engineer Donald J. Friedrich's stamp signature is on stamp and signatures on the Mylar. Mylar shows North Arrow and Locust and the abutters. And given that the A&R for map 248-21.06 creates no new building lots, but creates a parcel G for the permitted existing cell tower and the required fall zone with deeded access and utility easement to said tower. And parcel E1 is to be combined with the abutting house on lot map 248, lot 20.3, which already has adequate frontage. I move to endorse the, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I was about to move to endorse it, but has everyone, Mike wants to say something.
Just two comments then. Number one, neither one will affect going through with this, but parcel D, the ownership is not identified on here, so that's in a butter. So parcel D,
That'd be Alan Page.
No, that's going to be Christopher and Aaron.
Or,
so just as a compliance with the identification of the abutters, da. It may be there, but on this drawing, it does not say that it's owned by Christopher and Aaron, and that was part of my confusion as to what land are we starting with. So I want to point that out.
On the map that I'm looking at right here, Chris and Aaron own lot C.
Correct.
Parcel D would be, after the split, would be sold to Jeffrey and Melissa Martins, and be a bulk lot. Bulk circle.
So you
Those
say,
are adjoining lots.
you
so
say
parcel D is currently owned by Ryan?
Yes, parcel D is currently owned by O'Brien.
for an A&R, what we ask is that all of the properties around it, that they identify who owns all the abutting properties. And all I'm pointing out is that parcel D is not identified as to who owns it.
Doug, are you on
And
the,
that's part of my confusion as
Registry?
to thinking
and what does it
parcel
say
D was
about parcel
part
D?
of
Well,
21.06.
it doesn't say it on this plan.
I would have to ask Don, actually, I think I asked Don Frederick about it,
Anyway, yeah.
and he said, if you go to, book and page 12, it shows up. He goes, planning board knows that. So I brought it up to him, and
I mean, I'm not gonna stop the A&R,
I understand, but
but
I see what you're
it's,
saying.
it's a point that I'm disappointed in the accuracy of the Mylar. The second thing I want to point out, and this is not for you, this is for kind of us. 14510 is structures and other buildings, and it says that it has to be consistent with the schedule of uses. And if you go to the schedule of uses on attachment 2, Ag A, they talk about estate lots, OSCDs, and then it's all other uses, and it talks about minimum frontage and all of that. We need to be more clear in 145-10 on what I call landlocked properties of what is allowed from a structure standpoint. Because and I've mentioned this before, but 14510 specifically says you can't build, period, that's it, the end, on a piece of property that doesn't meet the schedule of uses requirements. And the schedule of use requirements doesn't really address landlocked, no frontage, non-residential type of use. So we need to clarify that at some point. And here's a case in point where they really shouldn't have to go to the building inspector,
For a determination.
for a determination.
If it was clear, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to address that at some point is 145-10 and the schedule of uses to allow for non-residential, agricultural equipment storage, whatever,
Right.
in landlocked, no frontage situations. So those are my two comments that I wanted to get out there. They don't, though, diminish from approving this in my estimate.
Mark? Anything to,
No, I don't think that.
Bjorn?
Nope.
Glenn?
No, nothing.
Okay. So I had gotten to the part where I was gonna move, so shall I start over again?
Please do.
Okay. Okay, so given that the A and R for map 248 2106 creates no new building lots, but creates a parcel G for the permitted existing cell tower and its required fall zone with deeded access and utility easement to said tower, and parcel E1 to be combined with the abutting house lot map 248, lot 20.3, which already has adequate frontage. I move to endorse the A&R for LaFleur and Son at Aldrich Street, map 248, lot 21.06, as shown on the plan dated September 11th, 2025. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, then.
Thanks, Mike.
Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll bring it to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we have 400. Okay.
You now have to
Thank you all.
Okay, and we need to sign.
Okay, fix it up.
Oops.
The efficient person has a record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.
All set?
Okay, yeah. Thank you all.
Thanks.
We'll miss seeing these.
Well, maybe you could invite me back for someone else.
Does anyone have a corkscrew?
Pop this thing, yeah.
We got lollipops and arrowheads. And everything else.
I got a Mobius lot line.
It's killing me. I've got to go back and look at that plan. I think,
I wanted to put in the subdivision regulations, that the streets have to be Mobius.
okay, so now we have to sign the Mylar. Right. And it's upside down.
You know, that's what we've never done. In mirror image.
Okay, and you always put the date on. We are at
9:23.
9:23. Okay, while it's sitting here, that's yours. Shoot this your way. So the Mylar gets rolled up separately from the copies, or does it not matter?
I'll roll it all.
All together. Oh, sorry. Well, there's the elastic right there. Okay. So now we have to talk about minutes. Has everyone had a chance to go over them and offer any? Is this yours?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, passed the vote.
Did you have anything to comment on the minutes? Okay. Oh, I have to be reminded, this is a vote, right?
Yeah.
So
Need a motion?
I need would anyone like, I make the motion and somebody seconds, okay, to accept the minutes for September 9th meeting, 2025, as written.
I'll second you.
Second from Len. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so now we get,
Sign.
Okay, sure.
oh, yes, we do sign.
Yeah, we can sign those, but I think I have a lot of comments. I threatened my wife that I'd be home before.
Looking good.
She said, "You said that before."
Yeah.
Well, I've got some things to add, so we'll.
Yeah, right. We are reviewing applications for a new grant manager. The one we hired earlier disappeared in June. And so, I think we have 10 applications. I kind of went through them initially today, and 3 of us, Human Resources Director, the town accountant, and I will discuss those on Monday, and then whenever interviews happen, we'll do that. So, that's happening. Maybe we'll find agents on the Trail Access Working Group last week, last Monday. There were 91 into that one. And the consultant went over the draft that they're putting together from all the information we've gotten so far. And so we'll meet in about a month to see what they come up with. Last time you'll hear this from me, October 4th. Lake Wallace Fall Fest or Sensory Fest or whatever you want to call it, the Festering Festival. It's going to happen. So be there. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Can I ask a question? If you don't have the full day to be there and you're not a runner or a racer, is there a time of day you'd recommend?
I haven't seen the full schedule yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll consult with you closer to the
There's supposed
time.
to be music and food and stuff, you know, there's food. Spend all day there. Go for breakfast, brunch, lunch, afternoon tea, and dinner,
Okay.
and happy hour. Our little merry group of various staff people will be meeting with the UMass Chancellor on October 14th to emphasize our connections with UMass. And, you know, you might point out, well, you know, we've had the free UMass bus come to town for about 50 years now, so I think that's a sign. And based on the amount of traffic going into Amherst every morning, it's a pretty good sign. We have a lot of connections, and most town departments have actually done things with professors and students, and there's a lot of overlap. And so we think that we have you know, some good opportunities for various things if they wanted to imagine ideas for here. So we'll just keep achieving that. Community plan, our web matrix, our students, our interns are no longer interning at the school. The one from Amherst College who asked me if he could continue, and I said, sure, we'd love to have you. I haven't heard from him, so he's probably busy. But that should be getting put together. I don't know when the next meeting to discuss that is. Should be coming up. Draft energy siting regulations, talking about the state level now. They've been issued and I've started going through them, but I think the essence is what we heard, is that, you know, projects below these 250 megawatts, towns get to review them. Anything bigger goes to the state. We'll get to say, oh, well, we think it should be like this, and then we get into it. So, all that work we've done in putting together our bylaws.
That really does encourage the mega monsters.
It does.
You know?
It does. That's the fear people out here have. And, you know, like the guy from Blanford says, they've had 6 of them. And
Of that scale?
of large projects. That they haven't really been able to do much about. You know, and so on one hand, a few years ago, Mass, Audubon, and Harvard came up with, you know, citing priorities and criteria and stuff. And some of that's being put in there, and, you know, Fish and Game and DCR and other organizations are being consulted in the citing process, we're told. But still kind of just eliminates local say, in other words. On the other hand, we were issued Mass Wildlife Fish and Games Biodiversity goals, so. Biodiversity,
Do they,
clean energy.
do they,
How does that work?
Hmm.
Yeah. So that'll be curious. We've got some more social equity information from our lawyer for cannabis. Switching topics again, you know. So that kind of goes up to the town manager and select board level, but we'll be going through this, and, you know, as soon as they figure out what they want to do with it, then they'll get posted on the website, and supposedly will be clean. Well, anyway, that's that. Still no word on many of the thousands of grants we applied for. And I think that kind of business is in flux everywhere. So, that's it for now.
so that doesn't mean no news is good or bad news, it's just taking longer to,
Yeah, and I'm starting to think that no news is leaning towards bad news. But, like, for example, with the trail grants, you know, a lot of that was federal highway money coming in, right? So, that's not there now. And so, do we have other state money to cover this, or what are we gonna do? So I'm probably trying to figure out that stuff. Okay, bye, I'm done.
okay, who wants to,
I have nothing.
nothing?
I have nothing yet.
I will not be able to attend the next meeting. First one in October, I will be unavailable. I'm sorry.
Well, I hope you're having fun. You don't need to tell us what you're doing.
The only thing I have to add is that you sent out a notification about these field trips, one in Northampton
Oh, right.
for the beaver and one at the fishery hatchery. And I signed up for both, so.
Oh, good. Take video, give us a presentation.
We want a school report.
So,
Good.
Great.
so I don't think we have anything more we have to do, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, it wasn't a record, but you did well.
Good night, everyone.
7:30 is pretty.
My puppy in a crate will be happy.
We're still,
I think the Jim Daniels record will stand.
I was trying to remember what, I think it was before my time.
It was long before you.
Yeah, and it was like he opened and closed?
All it was minutes.
Oh,
Like, close. Well,